This is Tim,
To Doris on her
Doris's
70th
son-in-law.
birthday from Tim Peterson, her son-in-law. When Mickey Rooney walks into a room, he has no choice but to look up at everyone. When Doris Milliken walks into a room, everyone looks up at her. No, not as in Mickey's case for physical stature, but how she stands among her loved ones. Doris's thoughtfulness, kindness, happiness, elegance, and love of other people become apparent at just your first introduction. Yes, Doris stands tall among us, and if we could only endeavor to display a small fraction of her fine qualities, the world would be a better place. Doris, as you know, I'm married to Jane, your daughter, one of the finest human beings in the world.
Exactly.
It is self-evident that you are a great part and an inspiration for your daughter. She has told me many stories of how you went the extra mile to help to expose her to as many facets of life as you could. As a result, you have raised an exceptional woman who I am blessed. I have a special gratitude for the task well done. I cannot verbalize how proud I am for being accepted as your son. The very essence of a great person, to hold out their hand, their heart, with unrestricted love, is a quality you champion. From many stories that I have heard, for which you are responsible, you have had 70 years on this planet filled with wonderful events that have given those who know you many good and wonderful memories. Your gigantic sense of humor is quite infectious, and it becomes apparent when you tell personal experiences about yourself. I have one particular story that I love, and that's the story when you were a stewardess. I look forward to sharing tomorrow with you in my life. There's a special kind of joy in knowing you were there. With all my love. P.S. I like your cooking too.
That was a good one, and it could only be written by a son-in-law. Okay, I think the moment. Oh, hold it.
Bob Stringer and granddaughter. Bob Stringer and daughter. And the omnipresent Raina and Jack.
First of all, you know, we will lose
The story, Cheryl.
May I?
Doris can tell the story. Oh, Doris can
I
tell.
have a guess, and it may not be.
On the mic. On the mic.
Sit back.
I got the first piece of cake out of the cut of the birthday cake because when we were children, we didn't have a lot of funds or that sort of thing in the house, but we always were very innovative and we always had a good time. So on a child's birthday, Bess or Helen or somebody would bake a cake. In that cake, they would place a coin, a dime, maybe, if you were lucky. If you're real lucky, a quarter, wrapped in wax paper in one of the pieces of the cake. Person with the birthday always got that piece of cake, and that was their birthday gift, and it was a thrill. I have a feeling when I open this, I'm going to find some sort of coin. Thank you so much.
She's gonna love her shiny new penny.
This is just not any coin, Dora. All right. This is a coin that your son-in-law Tim bought. It's a 1927, the year you were born. Order. And he has others to go with it. So please don't choke on it. Okay.
Another little anecdote here. The reason Brother Dan became a dentist is we all lost a lot of teeth eating those silly coins. You know, I thought about it. It's going to be hard for everybody to see the screen. And so I thought what we might do, another little script change here, is let everybody finish their desserts. Then we can let the kids and everybody else get up a little closer, roll your chairs up. Because some of you back there in the nickel seats can't see too well. So let's go ahead and eat for about 10 or 15 minutes on the cake. And then we'll just do the number after that.
Okay.
Dave,
Mike's still on, yes.
Dave, you're getting a lot of
I
light
was
from
right.
the window.
My guess was right. I have a 1927, the year of my birth,
They got it all
quarter, shiny quarter, and my dear son Tim found it. Thank you.
There's Amber. Did you give Amber a hug?
Oh, hi there. Hi, Alex and Nora and Tim. Okay. And that's Lori. No, that's Joni. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We all love Bernice.
You will never find the Stringer clan this quiet, but they all happen to be eating. This is Doris's birthday, and these are all family and friends. And at the podium, Dave and Doris.
And the two children, Brian and Samantha. The family's big enough, I can't keep up. But they're on their way, so I just want to introduce them all and thank them for coming.
Bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Say thank you for having us.
Bye, Samantha.
Bye, Samantha.
Thing about this little lady here we just call Lisa. She was the lead ballet dancer in Phantom of the Opera in Los Angeles, and I'm sure most of you have seen her dancing. She's just marvelous.
And that is Nancy.
We paid a handsome price to watch you. But you were good. You were good. Excuse me. An introduction list that we're going to do at the end of the slideshow, because the first generation are super egos, and the second generation hasn't had a chance to be recognized, and it's about time we kind of relinquish that role. So we're going to introduce some of the second generation after the X-rated slideshow. So I think there's no other business. Oh, there's other business. Yes. You want to introduce your friends now?
Here comes the boss.
Before your friends leave, you want to introduce them? And then
Okay.
Behind you with the camera.
Well, if I'm not moving up the program too much, everybody hear me? Everybody hear me now? No.
Can everybody hear me?
Can everybody hear me? Okay, at this point, I'd like to introduce some of my dear friends that came today. And since the family hopefully know each other, we haven't seen each other for a long time, but I'd like to start with introducing Jack, whoops, I'm getting tearful, and Rosemary Allaby. Came all the way, thank you for coming. And Betsy Epperson, our next door neighbor, just about, who we just love and revere. And she's responsible for keeping me out of the know. And Bobby Ariana, who is our dear friend from the old airline days, TIA. She's one of our, wonderful to have you here, Bobby, thank you. You ought to stand up so people know you're not family and wonder who you are. These are our next door neighbors, and we've just had great times with them, and we share an awful lot together. It's wonderful to have you here, both of you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
And then down at the end there, we have Tim's sister, God, I know it, Candy.
I know it all along.
Her son Jeff and Skip.
Hi, guys.
And thank you for coming. It just rounded out the whole thing. So on with the show, and just I'm overwhelmed. Thanks.
And you can see those steel tips that are still there. I did say tips. Tips.
Battery's getting
Now,
low if there's
this
a box in the
defies
corner.
logic. Why would someone well over
Battery's
6
getting low if
feet
there's a
use a
box
ladder
in
for a
the
prop?
corner.
She should have been looking for a stool. Well, I'll tell you the reason why she's using the ladder for the prop. And so her sister, who was just broken into the two-piece bathing suit in about 1948 or whatever, and you notice that Shirley's smart enough not to approach her frontally. Shirley is literally standing on the ladder. That was back in Stratford.
Yeah.
Ah, this is a classic. Now, I actually, if you think her dress is a little short, it actually was down to her knees the week before. And Doris, that person next to her, which we thought could have been a mental home, but was Bets, of all things. And the trendsetter that she was, she had the all black shoes and socks, which we thought.
Where's another battery?
Ah, here's Doris at the seashore with Heather, wearing her snood, is that what it's called?
Yes.
Actually, that's where she hid the clams. Great bag, that's the thing on her head. Okay.
You don't need a battery.
It's Helen and Doris as bridesmaids. You notice that Helen always stands on the uphill side of the picture. Sort of equalizes. Now, this is Doris' first inclination about, or our first indication that she had a penchant for men, and but she decided she wanted something a little older. This is Doris and Heather. Nora. Oh, it's right, it is Nora. Oh, yeah, okay. I can tell by the blonde hair. Anyway, I think that Heather still suffers from the trauma of having an Amazon for an this is Hilo Hattie and her 4 flowers. Isn't this lovely? Anyway, but really a great group. Shirley looks very coquettish there. Obviously the only one that wasn't married at the time. More leg. There's a lot of leg in this show. So if you're touchy about leg and skin, you better not watch the rest of it. But if you look in the left window, you can see Bud's profile. This was Doris's first attempt at a 2-piece. The next photos are back into the 1-piece. This is Doris. Doris, are those wings on your lapel?
They may be, but I just back from the submarine base, so they might be.
Yeah.
They might be submarine.
This is Doris returning from the war. It's 1945, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, returning from the war. I thought those were your stewardess wings, but and there's Shirley and Ruth and Heather and Nora, and that's on Pine Street. This is a Radio City with, I think it's, wait a second, I know, it's Walter Cronkite and, oh, that's Aunt May.
Aunt Lou.
Aunt Lou in the middle. And Shirley, it looks like she's smoking because Doris is pushing the cigarette her way. She thinks Dad's taking the picture. Anyway.
That's Uncle Chuck.
That's Uncle Chuck, right? I knew that.
He knew that.
There's Chuck in the background. There's Doris Duke again. And there's Bess. And go on. There's Mom and Helen.
That's April 47.
And Doris. And you notice how both Mom and Helen are smart enough to stand on the uphill side of the hill. I think Mom was 5'6" or 5'7".
That's April 47.
Yes.
Yeah.
At our wedding.
No, it's April 47.
At our wedding.
I didn't supply the picture, I just did the name. Anyway, but you know how we all got this decent heights, I don't know, because I don't think Dad was over 5'9".
Doris and Helen, they made their hats, can you tell?
Oh, in case you couldn't tell, they made their own hats. Now, this is a sweet picture. This is Doris and Jan. For about 2 decades, Doris washed everybody else's kid. And what was once pleasure became torture. Can you see behind me?
Yeah, that's Jan.
That's Jan. We can tell by the smile. I mean, how could you miss it? And this is Jan and her mother doing the height thing. But Jan's standing on a box. And, but it's a big thing with Doris. I mean, she asked me to take my shoes off here earlier. This is interesting. She thought that the man she married was in the oil business. Truth is true story. But she found out that his job was to pump ethanol in the gas station across the street. A little double entendre. Mike, you got a naughty mind. Okay. This is Bess's stand-in. This is Bud's sister Noreen, and with Doris Duke again on a cigarette ad. Now, there we have. This is the horniest moose in the world, but there's a lot of controversy about why she was called Moose. Some attribute it to their height, or her height. But I'm here to set the I'm here to set the record. Mortimer, how are you?
All right, can you all hear me now?
Yeah.
Can you all hear me?
Yeah.
All right.
Mortimer, I got your
Don't
clicker.
trip over the cord.
Just a minute here. You know, Doris being called Moose was not because of her height.
Mortimer, you got to get the microphone a little closer. Stick it
Look,
up in your
I
mouth.
can't shove it up here, Nate.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right. Now, there's a story here about Doris and the moose thing. Nothing to do with tallness, nothing to do with height. I want to introduce myself. I am Mortimer B. Moose. Now, my friends call me Morty. Doris knows me as Morty. And the B stands for bull, of which I'm a lot of bull of bull. Now, I have a chocolate skin, and I am a bull, but I ain't no Michael Jordan. So don't expect any slam dunk. And I'm going to give you the whole Megillah. We're going for the full court press. We're going to tell you the whole story. Now, a long, long time ago, Doris and her family, she comes from a very big family. Lots of brothers, lots of sisters. They loved to go on picnics. They'd go out in the forest. Well, one day, they were in the forest, gathered up all the clan, but they left poor Doris behind. Just a little toddler crying there in the forest, didn't know what to do. Well, along came my mother, Millie Moose. Millie got Doris and took her back and raised her with us. We see the first flag. Now that's me on the left. That's Morty, and here's Doris. Just a little tyke, out there in the forest. Well, we raised Doris as one of our own, just one of our own. Now, Doris loved, as we grew up, to go bareback riding with me in the forest. We see the next slide. Doris would get on my back, and we'd go for miles out of the bush. She loved to go bareback riding. Now, usually Doris would go in the buff herself, no clothes. And I want to tell you, she put Lady Godiva to shame. She'd go for swims and all that. Well, as Doris was growing up, she got a little bit, her hormones were working, things were going, things were budding. She wanted to see the real world. Now she said, Morty, can you take me out to that roadway where those cars go by, all those city slickers? Well, we went out there. The next slide, please. She hopped off my back, and she started thumbing a ride, looking for a ride. Well, the city slicker came by in his car. She hopped on with him. Well, she thought the city slicker was something new. It was not Howard Hughes. It was Numbnuts Morgan. That's who it was. Numbnuts. Well, anyway, as over the years, Doris and I have always kept secret contact. Nobody knew about it, but the moose thing between Doris and me. And the next slide, please. At all your family picnics, I'd be up here, up in the bushes, peeking down on you, keeping close contact, watching over Doris. Well, even when she raised her family, she would bring Jan back to see us. We over here in the corner here, she'd bring Jan back to meet her other family. Nobody knew that this was going on. And you remember Aberlotto, that grand reunion? Everybody was invited. You sent out invitations everywhere. Did I get an invitation? Heck no. If it wasn't for Doris, I couldn't have been there. Next slide, please. But there I was, down here. I was watching over Doris the whole time. Now, Doris has always promoted the moose. Always promoted the moose. Next slide, please. Well, she even went so far as to go to Santa Claus and say, Santa Claus, get rid of that Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. We want Morty, the maroon-nosed moose, to lead your path. Well, even though she did a little handiwork there in the lap, never could. She couldn't stand Doris came back again. Next slide, please. And she always wanted to, she was always jealous of my antlers. Always loved my antlers. She could never have them. Tried these things. I said, Doris, they don't cover. Take it off. You're the woman. I'm the man. Forget it. He's the martyr. Well, over the years, she was such a person for the moose that she formed, next slide, please, the Loyal Order of the Moose. She headed up the whole Magellan.
Oh, dear.
And Doris, if you could step forward, please.
Oh, indeed.
See if you could, this is Dudley Do-Right, my assistant.
Dudley Do-Right. I don't have my mounting outfit.
Yeah.
Going home with me tonight.
Yes, right. There's an envelope right there, sir.
Well, the envelope. I have the envelope.
Now, Doris, for all your work you've done for the moose, this year, once only, in the whole time of the Loyal Order of the Moose, we're giving her the Moose with the Mostest Award.
Want me to do it?
This is yeah, please do.
All right.
This is the 24 karat gold Moose Award.
For you Wyoming people, this is Bullwinkle.
So, would you place it around?
I'll place it around there.
Place it around. It's awfully heavy. 24 karat. Please, that's all. Now, that's not all. That's not all. We have a lot of cousins in the moose world. My cousin Bullwinkle, I think the kids know Bullwinkle, his family collected a grand prize for you. They went together and got you a $10 in the envelope, please.
In the envelope, yes, of course.
A $10 gift certificate. $10. $10.
Wow.
That's for you to take all your family to dinner. Now, Doris has been wonderful to Moose, and I don't want anybody to say she's called Moose because of the height. She's called Moose because she hung around us wonderful creatures who are so full of bull. Thank you very much. I got to get back to the woods now, take care of my plan. But Doris, now the truth is up.
What's your name again?
Morty. Mortimer Moose.
Morty.
Oh.
So good to see you.
Glad you did.
is actually blind. Way to go, Mark. Way to go. One more time, Mark. What's with this one? Are you a female? What's that?
See you all later.
Bye.
Okay, Mark.
Your place or mine?
Got something you want to say?
Well, I'm overwhelmed. I really don't know what to say, but to have Morty here as well as all of my family and friends, it's just overwhelming. And now I can wear Morty around my neck instead of dragging him by the hand everywhere I go. Actually, I got the name Moose. It's an endearing term. Bud had a lot of friends when I first met him, that big tall guys that they called Moose. And when I joined the group and became a good friend with Bud's, he used to call me Moosey because I was his best female friend. Yeah. So that's how I got the name Moosey, and I appreciate it. And he's here with us today, and he's been 45 years of my 70, and I just love him to pieces.
Yeah. Sure.
All right.
And everybody finishing the slideshow, this is in here. Incidentally, he left his business cards here on the table. Anyway, but I think this is the son that Doris was hoping would come along eventually, and she got him. So she's now, this is an interesting thing. This is called Doris's love of flight. Okay? Now, if you notice, we call her White Knuckles Milligan. Okay? You can't see it, but she actually has a flak jacket on. And the interesting thing is that the balloon has not yet left the ground. But she's Bud's as relaxed as usual. On the ground, he's pretty tough. Okay. Anyway, this picture, I think the caption read, if you wanted me to pucker up, why the lemonade? But anyway, that was fun. This is the hype thing again. Look at the smug look on her face. It's little buddy again, huh? How you doing, little buddy? Anyway. This is Dan again. He slid this in about 5 in the morning. Notice all the great smiles? Yeah? He should have put his business card right on the screen. But this was a party. Now, I've seen touched up photographs. OJ has nothing on you, bud. I mean, to plant that halo there. But Doris is obviously pleased. She knew the guy was an angel, and timing is everything. This is, I call this trouble in River City. When you get these two together, this is trouble in River City. This is an up to no good photograph. You know that whatever happens afterwards is big trouble. Obviously, Doris is clearly out of uniform. Great Christmas party. Did you and Helen get together, Bess, and coordinate?
No, not till that day.
After that day, well, it didn't take you long. That's interesting. Is that thing moving?
Yeah, there's one more slide to go.
Good, let's do it. Am I doing it yet? Well, anyway, this is the last slide, and it's the entire family wishing you all that you deserve. And if these guys could sing, which they can't, they would be singing happy birthday to you. But that's the last Arbolado shot. And from the whole family, God bless, and we're going to do it again.
Solution, a presence nearby. Always a steady supporter. On Dor, one can always rely for the most appropriate action, never questioning why. Mostly, she's calm and collected, a ladylike manners her way. But when the party gets started, you'll find she's ready to play. She can kick up her heels with abandon. When her singing and dancing holds sway, she's a gorgeous and charming performer, and surely deserves a bouquet. Dor's beau, her bearer of bouquets, is Bud, her partner for life. A truly remarkable couple, adoring husband and wife.
Jan, their incredible daughter, is always a source of great pride. She and Tim, a super neat duo, have today brought us here side by side to celebrate Doris's birthday. Let's hear a resounding Olé. Olé! Bravo. How grateful we are to be with her on this joyous occasion, Doris Day.
Do you want to say something, Doris? No, she got.
Oh,
You bet. You're all choked up. It's a good time to do it.
for somebody that's at a loss for words, but these things flash through my mind occasionally, and thank you, Betsy. That's not an occasional thing that flashes through. That's every day I thank you for being a good friend and a good neighbor, as I do all of my neighbors and friends. But I don't know why I'm surprised at this thing today, really.